Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this
Morning.
individual executive member decision. My name's Callum Wernham. I'm a Democratic and Electoral Services Specialist, and I'll be clerking this meeting. With me today, we have Parry Bath, who is the Executive Member for Environment and Leisure. And from the officer side of things, we have Pete Baverstock, who's a consultant specialist within our place clienting team. And with that, I will hand over to Pete just to give us a quick run through of the report. So over to you, Pete.
Thanks very much, Callum, and to anybody else who's on the call. So just to run through the three recommendations are that we adopt the tree risk schemes. The reason for this IMD is because with trees, it's an ongoing work of legislature around risk. And what we have to do is keep a close eye on case history and what's been happening out there.
Okay.
And this is
Bye.
morning, Anne. All right.
Hello.
All right. And that's what we've been doing on this one. It builds on our tree inspection framework, which was signed off previously in February 2016, and this reflects that. And the main issue in it, or the main change in it, is that when we come down to the old risk areas, you'll see risk one, the run zone, which is major roads, play areas, and cemeteries, were every 3 years. And what we've done in the updated one is we've reduced that to match the legal advice. We've matched that to now it's gone to 18 months to 3 years. So basically, major roads, play areas, cemetery will go into 18 months as opposed to 3 years. And also in that will be any trees that we designate as at risk that we can inspect more frequently. So they're the main changes. I think what needs to be also reflected is the fact that, as I said, the changes do come in with case law, and so it's a moving feast, and we will expect to review this in, say, 2 or 3 years' time, and review the case law again to make sure that we are keeping pace with that. The part of the agreement was that we would employ two tree officers who would report to Anne, who's our senior tree officer, and they're in the process of being recruited at the moment. And I'll stop there, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay. I missed the first bit, Pete, but what you've said is, good and correct.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much, Peter, and thank you, Anne, for joining us as well. I'm reasonably comfortable with the change, and it's a good change. We are going from 3 years to 18 months, which will help. And like Peter says, it's a live document, and we'll review it as and when necessary over the coming couple of years. So I'm reasonably comfortable with the contents of the report and happy to sign it.
Okay, brilliant. So if you're happy with that and there's no other comments to be made, I will, for anyone watching, I'm referring here to agenda page 5 where the recommendation is set out. So I'm just going to read it to you, Parry, and if you're happy with it, if you could just verbally confirm that. So here we go. So the recommendation is that the Executive Member for Environment and Leisure agrees that Wokingham Borough Council adopts the tree risk zones, implements the proposed inspection framework, and agrees allocation of resource to be secured through the MTFP to implement. So, Parry, can you just confirm that you're happy with that recommendation?
I'm more than happy with that recommendation, Callum. Please go ahead.
Excellent. So that decision will go live subject to the standard 5-day call-in period, after which point the decision will be made final. And the decision notice will go up on the website today to say as such. So with that, I thank Pete, Anne and Parry for attending the meeting this morning, and I will now close the meeting at about 11:06.
Thank you very much
So
indeed,
thank you all very
everybody.
much.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.